Sometimes, what's considered ordinary transforms, especially when protecting our health and the environment. Over the years, many once commonplace ingredients in daily products have been phased out or banned outright. This shift isn't just about changing preferences, it's about an evolving understanding of what's truly safe and sustainable. So, let's take a closer look at some of these changes, understanding why they happened and how they've shaped how we live today. Absinthe with high thujone content. Absinthe, known for its distinct green color and high alcohol content, was once believed to stimulate creativity and was popular among artists and writers in the 19th century. The psychoactive effects were attributed to thujone, a compound found in wormwood, one of its key ingredients. However, concerns over its safety and rumors of hallucinogenic impacts led to a widespread ban in the early 20th century, including in the United States in 1912 and much of Europe. Recent research has shown that thujone levels in absinthe were overestimated, leading to the relaxation of bans and its resurgence in the market in the early 2000s. Lead in gasoline. Leaded gasoline was introduced in the 1920s to improve engine performance and prevent knocking and became widespread globally. The neurotoxic effects of lead, particularly on children's cognitive development, were well documented by the mid-20th century, leading to a phased reduction and eventual ban in many countries. The United States began phasing out leaded gasoline in the 1970s, achieving a complete ban by 1996. The last sale of leaded gasoline for road vehicles was reported in Algeria in 2021, marking its global phase-out. Cocaine in Coca-Cola. Cocaine was an ingredient in Coca-Cola from its invention in the late 19th century until the early 20th century, valued for its stimulant properties and supposed health benefits. By 1904, societal concerns over cocaine's addictive potential and adverse health effects prompted Coca-Cola to significantly reduce its cocaine content, eventually leading to the formulation of a cocaine-free beverage by 1929. This change reflected growing awareness and regulation of narcotics. Heroin in over-the-counter cough remedies. Marketed by Bayer in the late 19th century, heroin was initially sold as a non-addictive morphine substitute and a cough suppressant. Its addictive properties were not fully understood until later, leading to its ban in over-the-counter products in the United States under the Harrison Narcotics Tax Act of 1914. The realization of heroin's potential for addiction and harm significantly changed its medical and legal status worldwide. DDT, dichlorodiphenyltrichloroethane. In 1945, DDT was hailed as a miracle insecticide for its effectiveness in controlling malaria and other insect-borne diseases. However, environmental concerns, particularly its impact on wildlife and potential carcinogenic effects, led to a ban in the United States in 1972 and restrictions in many other countries, driven by the environmental movement and the publication of Rachel Carson's Silent Spring in 1962. BPA, bisphenol A, in baby bottles. Used since the 1960s to make clear, hard plastic, BPA was found to have estrogen-like properties, raising concerns about its effects on children's health. Research linking BPA exposure to animal developmental problems led to a ban on BPA in baby bottles and sippy cups in the European Union in 2011 and the United States in 2012, reflecting growing concerns over chemical safety in consumer products. Asbestos. Asbestos, valued for its heat resistance and strength, was widely used in building materials until the late 20th century. The discovery of its carcinogenic properties, including causing mesothelioma and lung cancer, led to bans and severe restrictions on its use starting in the 1970s and 1980s, with many countries implementing complete bans by the end of the 20th century. Radium in luminous paints. Radium's radioactive properties made it popular in luminous paints for watches, clocks, and military instruments in the early 20th century. The harmful effects, including radium jaw and bone cancer among workers, were recognized by the 1930s, leading to stricter safety regulations and the eventual discontinuation of its use in consumer products. Mercury in teething powders. Mercury compounds were used in teething powders until the early 20th century, believed to ease teething pain. The toxicity of mercury, particularly its neurological effects on infants, led to regulatory action and the removal of mercury from teething products, highlighting the need for safer ingredients in children's medicines. Formaldehyde in keratin hair treatments. Known for its ability to straighten hair, formaldehyde in keratin treatments became a concern due to its carcinogenic risks. Regulatory agencies like OSHA in the United States issued warnings, and some countries have limited formaldehyde levels in cosmetics, reflecting a shift towards safer beauty products. Microplastics in exfoliating personal care products. Microbeads were widely used in personal care products for their ability to scrub and exfoliate the skin. However, by the early 2010s, the environmental impact of these tiny plastic particles became evident. They were found to pass through water treatment plants and accumulate in waterways, harming marine life. In response, the United States enacted the Microbead Free Waters Act in 2015, banning the manufacture and distribution of personal care products containing plastic microbeads, with similar bans adopted in other countries around the same period. Coal tar in hair dye. Coal tar, a byproduct of coal processing, has been a common ingredient in hair dyes since the late 19th century and is valued for its effectiveness in darkening hair. Despite its popularity, the potential carcinogenic effects of coal tar became a concern. The United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, now requires products containing coal tar to be labeled with warnings about the potential for skin irritation, and its use is highly regulated, reflecting increased awareness of chemical safety in cosmetics. Freon in aerosols, CFCs. Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, including Freon, were used as propellants in aerosol sprays and as refrigerants due to their stability and non-toxicity. By the late 1970s, scientific evidence revealed that CFCs were depleting the ozone layer, causing increased UV radiation reaching the Earth's surface. An international treaty signed in 1987, the Montreal Protocol, led to the phase-out of CFCs, marking a significant achievement in environmental protection efforts. PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls. PCBs have been widely used in electrical equipment, hydraulic fluids, and other applications for their chemical stability and insulating properties. However, by the 1970s, PCBs were discovered to be highly persistent environmental pollutants, accumulating in wildlife and humans and posing risks such as cancer and immune system suppression. The United States banned the manufacture and certain uses of PCBs in 1979, with the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants later restricting PCB use globally. Aldrin and dieldrin. Due to their effectiveness, these pesticides were extensively used for crop and residential pest control. However, their persistence in the environment and potential to bioaccumulate, coupled with health risks such as cancer and neurological effects, led to a ban on their use in agriculture in the United States in 1974, with many countries following suit. Chlordane. Used primarily for termite control and as an agricultural pesticide, chlordane was found to be highly persistent in the environment and potentially carcinogenic. Concerns over its long-term environmental and health effects led to a ban on its use in the United States in 1988, with restrictions and prohibitions implemented in other countries. Thalidomide. Introduced in the late 1950s as a sedative and to treat pregnant women's morning sickness, thalidomide led to severe congenital disabilities when mothers took the drug during pregnancy. The tragic consequences of thalidomide use without proper safety testing led to its ban in the early 1960s and prompted significant reforms in drug regulation and safety protocols worldwide. Phthalates in toys and childcare products. Phthalates, chemicals used to soften plastics, were commonly found in toys, teething rings, and other childcare products. Research linking certain phthalates to hormonal disruptions and health issues in children prompted regulatory action. In 2008, the United States passed the Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act, which banned 6 types of phthalates from use in children's toys and childcare products, a move echoed by various regulations worldwide to protect children's health. Red dye No. 2, amaranth. Once a popular food coloring, red dye No. 2 was banned by the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, in 1976 due to health concerns and potential carcinogenic effects. The ban was a response to studies in laboratory animals, leading to public fear and a reassessment of the safety of food colorings. This event highlighted the growing consumer and regulatory focus on food safety and the potential risks of synthetic additives. Talc in cosmetic products. Talc has been used in cosmetic and personal care products for its moisture-absorbing properties. However, concerns about its potential contamination with asbestos and links to cancer have led to increased scrutiny and lawsuits. While not banned, the safety of talc in cosmetics remains a contentious issue, prompting some companies to reformulate products with talc-free alternatives, illustrating the evolving nature of consumer safety and regulatory standards. Sodium cyclamate in food and beverages. Sodium cyclamate, a sweetener once used in soft drinks and other foods, was banned by the FDA in 1969 due to concerns about its carcinogenic potential. The ban, which remains in effect in the United States, was a precautionary measure based on animal studies suggesting a possible link to cancer. The controversy over sodium cyclamate highlights the complexities of assessing food additive safety and the regulatory emphasis on protecting public health. Now, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you found this journey as fascinating as we did. Your support helps us keep bringing you more interesting facts like this one. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and let's all do our part to make informed choices for a better tomorrow.